sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, and all you folks in Brownsville on 95.3 FM and 1520 AM, and in Jackson on Newstalk 101.5. And we got a full show, as we still say, the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio program. It takes a fast show to keep up with Ron Wong, because he's always on the go. So this being second Saturday, we're ready to roll with Ron and trying to hook up with John Gordon if we can. But we got Ron on, and Ron is a long ways from home. Where are you, Ron, this Saturday morning?
I am near Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah. There,
It's only about a
oh, there's your music,
12-hour
Ron.
drive.
Ron, there goes your music. There he goes. There he goes. Look at him. Look at him rolling by. Oh, man. Willie Wong. That's what we'll have to start calling you. So,
That's it.
on the road again. And thank you, Shelby McCall, the show producer. She picks up so
Thank
quickly.
you, Shelby.
I think she's got this show down pretty good right now. But,
She does a
yeah,
good
Ron
job.
is heading over
She does
there
a
for
great job.
the Major League Fishing heavy hitters, and there are some real heavy hitters in this event, and Ron will be shooting us some videos. He got Samantha Guy over there is with her, and then going to shoot some photographs, and we'll have them all on the new look as we continue day by day update lroutdoors.com. And if you have not seen it lately, it's pretty cool what Guy Trebo has done. But Ron is in, we would say, tall cotton here in the Mid-South, because heavy hitters with the Major League Fishing is really some heavy hitters. And it includes, as Ron was telling me off the air, of course, our good friend Mark Rose, Kevin Van Dam. There's just an all-star lineup that this thing, Ron, as you told me, goes through next Wednesday. And the winner of this event, when they get down to 10 anglers from the 40 they have now, will end up winning. What'd you say that was, Ron? How much?
$300,000.
Ooh, that just rolls off your lip. That's your pension at FedEx, Ron. I know that. So come on.
I
So
wish.
yeah, but
I wish.
300. Now, Ron, you're pretty amazing to me as far as your knowledge of it. But did you ever think back in those days when you were going for the St. Jude Bass Classic and trying to win a boat or something, that we would have tournaments like this?
No, never. Back then BASS was going really strong. And, of course, payday there was $10,000.
Yeah, and that was
a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. Yeah,
That was a lot of money. And, never in my dreams did I think that somebody could make a living fishing.
Yeah, I make a
And
real
look at it
good
today.
Yeah, a real good living if you get right down to it. And I kind of correlate this with one of my other sports is golf. I never thought they'd be making the money they're making now compared to what Arnold Palmer, Sam Snead, the great Walter Hagen, Byron Nelson, those guys, and
even Jack Nicklaus.
And Jack Nicklaus, yeah. I mean, it's been generated not only by television, but at I think it's also generated by, of course, BASS when they kicked off back in the late 60s with their tournaments. And then we've got circuits now. And as we'll talk later in today's show, in fact, right after this segment with a young man out of Oklahoma, that he and his partner have savvied a lot of knowledge in crappie fishing on the American Crappie Trail. And so we're going to talk to Josh Jones.
They took home $100,000.
Yeah,
in a crappie tournament.
In a crappie, and he put double exclamation points on that. I think as Ron talks from North Carolina early. Of course, it's not as early in North Carolina as it is here in Memphis. But so we'll talk. We're going to catch up with Andy Tweed on today's show if we can find him in the woods. And if you're turkey hunting this morning in Shelby Forest, get out of there. Andy's going to look for you because you're not supposed to be there until next Saturday. So Andy, we're going to talk to Andy because some folks have already been caught hunting in areas they didn't need to hunt. And then we're going to talk about, the folks at Abu Garcia has come up with the top 10 in its list of the country's 100 best fisheries. And we're going to talk to Andrew Wheeler, which Ron probably ran into him at ICAST sometime, and his job with Pure Fishing, Director of Freshwater Durables, brand manager. And it's kind of a neat list of top 10. And when we get Andrew on, I'll let Ron kind of pick his brain on that. And, of course, our good friend Mark Copley, Director of Pro Staff Media Relations for Rather Outdoors in Columbia, South Carolina. And, Ron, that's kind of hard to say when we know Mark Copley from Strike King and Collierville, that now we have him in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah. It's still hard to fathom that, Strike King to me is a Memphis brand.
Yeah.
Right. And, it's been here, it started here, and, of course, no longer. And there's, that's the evolution of the fishing industry.
Yep.
Where, companies have started small and look at where they go.
Yeah, when you look at that, we'll let him talk about Rather Outdoors because, that includes our good folks from Lou's and several of Zebco and some of the other ones.
Well, it now has Zebco Quantum, that's right.
Yeah. So
it has that European market that they went and got. It's huge.
Yes. Well, it's and we're going to talk to Mark not only about that, but Strike King's new IGTV started back March 22nd on Instagram, and I've already seen one on Mark Rose. I've already seen one on Greg Hackney. I almost said Gene. Gene Hickman, but no, that's not it. No, and then we're going to close out the show today with a little turkey talk with the man himself, Steve Turpin from Turpin Gam Calls, who's been in the business, his family, for over 120 years. And we missed Steve on the turkey show because he was ill. So we're going to let Steve talk about, I think he's already killed a couple of birds over in Middle Tennessee.
Yes, he has.
Yes, and so we'll talk to him. But I got to ask Ron before we head for Josh Jones. Ron, this weather has been goofy as everything, and you know better than anybody because you're fishing every day just about. And what's happening now locally, you think?
Well, you're exactly right, Larry. It's been cold, then it just gets hot.
And
then
wind.
Moderates in between, a lot of wind and a lot of rain.
A lot of water.
Sardis, Enid, Grenada, Arca Butler.
Yeah.
All of those lakes are going up a foot a day.
Yes.
And you can pretty well think every inch of rain that we get, they go up a foot a day. But there again, the fishing is still good because, all of the fish, game fish, this crappie, brim, bass, they've got one thing on their mind because the water temperatures now is in the mid-60s to the high 60s.
Okay.
Depending on where you're at.
Yes.
And with the rise in water, all of these fish are going to the bank. They're following the water up because that's where the lunch wagon is. That's where all of your bait fish is. For instance, the crappie fisherman right now, go as shallow as you can, fish bushes, any kind of cover in the water, anywhere from 12 inches down to 24 inches deep, and that's it.
Yes.
Now, they're catching them using some wild colored baits, something like a crappie magnet, electric chicken colored.
Electric chicken color.
And chartreuse.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's good to tip your bait with some kind of an attractant. Crappie magnet slab bites are really good, or JB's fish sauce and a waxworm scent.
Yes. Yeah.
Or even a small minnow will catch crappie right now in any of the I-55 lakes fishing shallow.
What about
the
Pickwick?
Bass are doing the same thing.
What about Pickwick? People ask me that. They got a lot of water too, don't they, Ron?
Pickwick.
Yes.
They're a little bit behind because of the weather we've had and all the rain.
Okay.
And the crappie have started moving up, so is the bass. The crappie are now 5 to 8 feet deep there in cover.
Okay.
In the back of coves.
Yes.
And there again, something really good to use there is like a Bobby Garland baby shad in an ice blue color on a 16th ounce jig head. The bass at Pickwick are eating spinnerbaits, thunder crickets, and 1.5 square bills.
All right, we got to take a break.
Especially in crawfish color.
We got to take a break, and I tell you, the man's not reading this off a sheet of paper, Joe. This is coming out between his ears and out his mouth, so he knows his fishing. So that's my man Ron Wong. We're going to take our first break of the morning, come right back, and I know Ron's excited to talk to this next young man, Josh Jones. Not only did he and his partner, another Josh that we'll talk about, win the tournament, but they've got Angler of the Year. They got awards going crazy, and he even does a little noodling on the side. We might talk to that. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.